Welcome, and thanks for joining us today. My name is Eden Fulton, and I'm an Executive Vice President at Identimetrics. Some quick housekeeping things before we get started. We'll be emailing each of you a recording of this webinar. If you have any questions during the webinar, feel free to submit them through the Zoom chat. Also, Brian Adams is here with us directing the webinar, and he will be managing the Q&A at the end. Let's get started. New state laws for meal reimbursement, the surging cost of food and supplies, and universal free meals for all students are creating overwhelming challenges for food service directors across our country. Now more than ever, 100% accuracy and a laser focus on operational efficiencies and speed are a necessity. Presenting today is Dr. Jay Fry, President and CEO of Identimetrics. As many of you already know, Identimetrics is the #1 provider of biometrics in K-12 education. What you may not know is that Dr. Fry is also a former principal and school administrator, so he comes to us with a wealth of hands-on practical experience. He understands the challenges that you face every day. Jay?
Thank you, Eden, and thank you to everyone joining us today. As Eden said, I'm a former principal of a middle school of over 1,000 students. Every day we were putting out fires related to student and staff identification, lost and forgotten ID cards, shared ID numbers, miskeyed ID numbers, and the resulting inaccurate records all resulted in a tremendous waste of time and frustration for my teachers and staff. What we needed was an ID solution so we could feel less stress in managing all we had to get done in a day. That's why we created Identimetrics over 20 years ago. What used to take an office staff hundreds of hours a year to manage now takes hardly any time at all. And those inaccurate records and time-consuming audits are a thing of the past. Identimetrics was designed to eliminate ID cards and numbers and use something the students couldn't lose: their fingers. It had to work with software the schools already had in place and needed to be simple and easy to use for the staff as well as young students. And of course, just like in my principal days, I would only accept exceptional customer service and technical support from my staff. Many of the leading K-12 companies like Cybersoft, Heartland, Titan, and Harris School Solutions have chosen to partner with us because of the value we bring to their products and their customers. We know that at the end of a chaotic day, you want to feel good about educating kids and running a good program. That's why our #1 goal is to simplify your school day. When was the last time you used rabbit ears to adjust your TV or made a long-distance call on a payphone? Nobody does that anymore. Nationwide, more than 1 million students are using biometrics every day in the cafeteria, for attendance, and locations throughout their schools. Their school administrators and technology teams are progressive thinkers who want to take control over their ID management headaches so they can educate their students and run their programs. The old-fashioned methods of identification, like ID cards, numbers, and visual identification, are draining their time and resources and creating real problems every day. Some of the problems you face each day impact your time, like reconciling inaccurate and compromised records. Some of them impact your budget, like paying for meals that are questioned by parents. Some of them impact your students, like not having enough time to eat because the lunch lines are too slow. Some of them impact your teachers, like not having enough classroom time because of delays in the cafeteria. Some of them impact the administration, like audit and reimbursement problems. And some of them just irritate you and your staff, like parent complaints. All of this adds up to a big headache for you. So, what's the solution? The solution is Identimetrics. With Identimetrics, you can proudly use progressive technology to take control of your ID management. You get accurate and efficient data collection, reporting, and audits by eliminating ID cards and PINs. Your students are able to eat and get to class on time because they are identified quickly and accurately. Your records and accounts are secure because biometrics protects student privacy. Your parents, staff, and administrators are happier because you've eliminated drudgery and stress. The real solution means you have more time to focus on what's important to you because of increased efficiency and fewer distractions. In other words, peace of mind. With so many school districts providing free school meals to all students, we're seeing increases in participation. That's great. But that also means longer lunch lines and less time for students to actually eat their healthy school meals. The additional high breakfast and lunch participation rate has put extra pressure on food service operations. Let Identimetrics technology help you speed up your lunch lines. Identimetrics biometric ID management is super fast. You can eliminate student ID cards and pins. Your students will be flying through the cafeteria line, especially the little ones. Meal serving periods that use Identimetrics are more consistent and 23% faster than those using PIN numbers. So how does the finger scanning process work? The finger is scanned by the finger scanner. The software identifies unique points. Note that no fingerprint images are stored or can be recreated. The points are transferred to a binary number. The number is encrypted, linked to the user's ID number, and stored in the database. When the user returns, the same process happens, and the new template is compared to the database until a match is found. The matching ID number is sent to the host application, and the user's account is found. All of this happens in about a second, with a false acceptance rate of 1 in 200 million. It's impossible to recreate the fingerprint from this data, and privacy is ensured. Identimetrics was developed specifically for the needs and requirements of K-12 education community. We are signatories of the Student Privacy Pledge and members of the Student Data Privacy Consortium. Hence, student privacy and security are baked into our design. Let's take a deeper dive into the top 5 most common concerns about privacy and security that people have with the Identimetrics finger scanning ID system. Concern 1. Where is the data located and how is it secured? The data is located behind the school district's firewall with all the protections you have in place for all of your existing student data. There is nothing in the cloud. Concern 2. Who has access to the data? The only people who have access to the data are employees in the school district who have the appropriate permissions. Concern 3. How is the data being used? The data is only being used to protect or to identify students in your schools who have enrolled in the Identimetrics system. Concern 4. What are you doing with the fingerprints? There are no images of the fingerprint, 0. Identimetrics only retains an encrypted string of numbers, the template. Remember, no fingerprints are stored and they cannot be recreated from the encrypted numerical template. Concern 5. What kind of data is associated with the student record? Each record contains the student's first name, last name, middle initial if they have one, ID number, grade, and school. That's it. Certainly much less information than is found on a lost ID card. Getting the students enrolled in the biometric system is simple and easy. Students enroll in Identimetrics only once. It takes less than 30 seconds. The students can enroll from any scan station. Once they're enrolled, there's no need to re-enroll them again, ever. The biometric data can be transferred from one school to another. We've even provided sample parent letters for you to use. I'm going to show you how fast it is to enroll 3 different students. The first student is in kindergarten.
Let's see how easy it is to enroll students into Identify.
Your name?
Alina Fowers.
Okay, let's put your right finger up there. Go ahead. 1, lift up your finger. 2, and one more time. 3, and then left hand. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Carly Thompson.
Carly Thompson. Okay. And let's do your right finger. 1, 2, 3, and your left finger. 1, 2, 3. Great.
I am Girl Scout.
Okay. And let's do your right finger. 1, 2, 3, and your left finger. 1, 2, 3. Great.
Because Identimetrics works as a platform, once the students are enrolled, they can be identified to any software you already have that uses barcodes, ID cards, or pins to identify the students. For example, it will work with the software you already have in the cafeteria and the library. Schools find lots of other ways to use it too. For example, for student identification at athletic events and school dances to be sure the students coming in are supposed to be there. Identimetrics can also be used to take attendance in large classes like band, orchestra, chorus, and PE, thus creating more instructional time. Schools are very creative in finding ways to use it to manage identification in a variety of different ways. In fact, we have one customer in West Virginia that used our ID system to be sure the students voted only once during the student government elections. I'm sure there are other ways of your school that could find to benefit from our system. Identimetrics is flexible. It's designed to work in a single school or across an entire district. Our tech staff will collaborate with you to design a deployment plan that works for your unique needs. All biometric devices are not created equal. You need robust hardware that will withstand considerable use, little fingers, wet fingers, and the occasional clunk of a ketchup can. We've tested a multitude of finger scanners on all kinds of fingers over 2 decades. The typical finger scanners that work just fine with normal adults fail with young children and difficult to read fingers. We test and test and test again. That's why we know the best finger scanners in the market today, and that's only what we recommend and support. USB biometric scanners are the most popular for POS applications because they're cost-effective, robust, and fast. They attach to any Windows-based PC, laptop, or tablet via USB port. And now Eden is going to talk with you about our customer support implementation. Eden?
Thanks, Jay. Identimetrics is solid, time-tested, and it just works. But when life happens, we're just a phone call away. Our team of biometric experts will escort you through any issue, or they'll log in and take over if needed. We're set up to ensure a prompt response that's on target, detailed, and meaningful. Your time is valuable to us. We have a special customer resource website where you can schedule an appointment, open a support ticket, access our video library, cheat sheets, and more. Your success is our critical path, and we make it easy for you. We take you through 5 thoughtful steps that make implementing Identimetrics a cinch for you. The first step is orientation. After you place your order, you'll receive a welcome email from us and an orientation video that gives you an outline of what we need to do together. Step 2 is deployment planning. This is the technical design phase where we customize Identimetrics just for you. All the questions your techs have will be answered, and at the end of the meeting, we will deliver your deployment plan. Step 3 is installation. Once we have established a plan in step 2, step 3 is simple, installation, and we do all the heavy lifting. Step 4 is enrollment training. Not only will you be comfortable with how to enroll your students, we share all of our tips and tricks so that you're confident using the software enrolling your kiddos. Step 5 is the final system check. We can meet together or we'll provide you a checklist and you can do the final system check yourself. We just want to make sure that your first day is flawless. Okay, so how much does this cost? The most popular package is $2,900 per school, and that includes all you need to get started. That includes the biometric software for your first scan location, an enrollment station, the finger scanning hardware, installation, training, and support. Additional scan stations are $800 each, and the annual subscription is just 20% of the purchase and starts in year 2. Jay?
Identimetrics biometric ID management simplifies your school day and helps you and your staff perform at your best. You have efficient, accurate, hassle-free accounting and data with happier administrators, staff, parents, and students. From your seasoned staff down to the kindergartners, Identimetrics is 100% accurate, safe, and secure. Identimetrics works with the POS software you already have in your cafeteria. Our software is ever evolving. As a result, you always have the latest and greatest version. With Identimetrics, students enroll only once and scan anywhere that requires accurate ID. As for our customer support and services, our only option is excellence. The frustration and inefficiencies of cards and pins are a thing of the past. Take control of your ID management worries and focus more on what you do best, providing an awesome environment for educating your students and operating a superb program.
All right, thanks, Jay. Before we open this up for questions, just a reminder, we're going to be emailing each of you a recording of this webinar. And I will be your point of contact. If you would like a formal quote or if you have any questions after the webinar, all of my contact information is on the screen. And I look forward to helping you soon. All right, time for questions. Please feel free to add your questions into the chat window. Hi, Brian. What kind of questions do you have for us today?
All right. Hi, Eden. Great presentation. Got a couple questions rolling in so far. First one here is, can you help with parent communication?
Jay, I'll start with this one if
Sure,
that's cool,
sure.
and then you can just chime in.
I
Yes,
just want to add one thing to this, Eden.
Yeah.
The parent communication Eden's going to describe to you was created by me and the staff as if I were the principal still, and I knew what the parents would want to ask. Plus, we've had many, many questions over the years to add to it. Eden?
Absolutely, absolutely. So yes, during the onboarding process, you are presented with a bunch of communication tools, not just for your parents, by the way, too. So we have parent letters, right? They're in a doc, so it's editable. You can add your logo, you can change stuff, you can add stuff, take stuff away, whatever you feel comfortable with. And we also have letters for your colleagues, right? Because we want everybody on the same page and understanding about this program. Along with the letters, we also recommend sending home this little cut sheet. It's called How It Works. Describes kind of like Jay did earlier in the presentation, how biometrics works. And then it has a great table in it describing the differences between forensics and student identification. And then a wonderful Q&A on the second page. Not only that, we also have, all that stuff is in Spanish. And then Jay wrote a privacy policy recommendation as well. So that's, ready. You're going to be ready to hit the ground running with all of these materials that we provide. Anything else, Jay?
You.
Okay.
Well, the privacy policy recommendation I'd like to add to Eden that now that you ask is it's actually written to be a part of your student handbook. And what we found in the past districts is that once you've notified the community and also given people the option to opt out, which maybe 1 to 3% will, this handbook notification serves you as you move forward and basically says the important things of how you're going to use it, that people can opt out and get the same services, and that when students leave the school district or upon request, any of the information that's in the system about them can be easily deleted.
Thanks. What else, Brian?
Next question is, where is the biometric data stored?
Okay, so go ahead, Jay.
Well, the biometric data is stored on your network behind your firewalls, and all of that information is protected by the same FERPA laws that protect all other student data and information on your system. Nothing is in the cloud, and everything is available for the school behind your firewalls.
All right. Next question here is, how long have you been in business? I'm pretty sure we just hit our 21-year mark. Is that correct?
That's right. We've been at this for 21 years, which has given us a lot of experience in knowing how to do the implementation, to develop the software that works out of the box for you. This is not a new stuff full of bugs and things. We've been through that phase long ago. So it's tried and true, and it's used by customers in almost every one of the 50 states. Mm-hmm. And also, by the way, I might add, we just did an implementation in Paris, and there's implementations in India. So the software is used in quite a number of places.
Trusted and proven. That's what I say during my demos. When we've been at this for over 21 years, I also think, it's got to work, right? We're still here. We're still standing. Yeah. And I feel like we've kind of thought of everything at this point too, right? Over the years, I've been here for 20 of those 21 years. So I feel like over the years, we've kind of integrated a whole bunch of different cool features that people needed. And it's just solid. It's rock solid.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that leads us into our next question. It's semi-related. Is that, how do you handle support issues? Over 21 years, it's bound to be something that happens, right?
Right.
Yes, true. I'm going to take this one, Jay. I'm going to take this one. So I feel like we've set up some really great channels for support. Obviously, there's, you can give us a call on this customer resource center website that I talked about earlier. There's areas in which you can see, the schedule, when we're open, when we're closed, the different numbers you can call. You can also open a support ticket, either through the customer resource center or directly through a support email. I feel like we're on top of this stuff too. We're lots of eyes are on support within the Identimetrics organization. So I really feel like we do a wonderful job, and we get great feedback from our customers about how well supported that they feel with this team too. Jay, do you have anything else to say?
I do want to add one more thing, and that is I spent many years supervising in the cafeteria, and I know that the cafeteria is the most critical place in the school at lunchtime. It's like a show. Everyone there has to be on stage. All of the food has to be in the right place, and everybody has to be ready to let those kids through the line, because they don't care about problems. They only care about eating. And if there's a problem that's impending in the cafeteria, especially with identification, it becomes critical. So the staff is very seasoned at helping customers who may have those kind of a problem. And we take your problems seriously because we know you do. And it's not just something that can be handled in a few days. It's an immediate problem that needs to be taken care of.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Time for the final question here is, I'm ready to move forward. What do I do next?
Okay, great. I'm ready to talk to you. My contact information is right there. Reach out and we can have a chat. We can write you an accurate quote, and I can even do a demo for you and your stakeholders. Yeah, so just drop me an email. Give me a call.
Thank you.
I'll also point out that I'm sending a follow-up that will have all of Eden's contact information in it. So you can just respond to that.
Well. Okay, perfect. Thanks, Brian.
Well, we hope this webinar has been helpful to you. The Identimetrics biometric ID system provides safety, efficiency, accuracy, and accountability to your food service operations. We look forward to working with you.
Mhm. Hey, thanks everybody for joining us today. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Brian. Have a wonderful day. Thanks.
Thank you, everybody.